giant human-controlled mech suits battling to protect the world from Kaiju, and it's written by Jamie Mee. This is going to be an awesome one. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Rapid Review, and as always, I think I've got another really good one for you guys today. Today I'm here to talk to you about B-Mecha. As you heard at the top, I said this is written by Jamie Mee. Art is done by Neri Rearte, and letters and editing done by Archie Dait. As always, if I got any of those names wrong, please let me know in the comments so that moving forward I can always make sure I get them right. As with a lot of Jamie Mee stuff, I really think that I'm going to be doing a little more of his work, and I believe Archie Dait has worked on a book with him before in the Startup Again universe. So yeah, that is actually how we know about Jamie and his work. We backed the Start Again on Kickstarter about a year or two ago, and we were able to get all of the entire universe, basically. We also have, I think, a rapid review of #1 here on the channel with me and Jay. Probably post a link down either in the description or the comments for y'all to check out. But yeah, Jamie was one of those guys that it was just, we really liked his work right from the beginning, and so when this one came up, Jay immediately backed it on Kickstarter because, like I said, Jamie has this entire other universe going that is really awesome, and then this one is just something that's right up our alley. So did it disappoint? Nah, it didn't. If anything, this was way better than we could have ever expected, and that is why I'm here to talk to you all about it today. So B-Mecha, like I said, it's essentially human-controlled giant mech suits, and they're used to protect cities and the world from Kaiju. The story is centering around a main character, Michael K. He's a pilot of the B-Mecha called Prizefighter, and he's kind of like, he's a world boxing champion, you find out in the book, and he basically just he's a bad dude. And the book kind of starts out with a press conference, and you see him getting questions from reporters, and it's literally just the first couple of pages, then it immediately kind of flashes back to events that happened, I guess, a few days prior. So it starts out, you find out he's kind of sleeping with one of the fellow employees, who also, I guess, happens to be a techie that does some of the weapons and whatnot for Prizefighter. And he gets a call in, he's got to go in and meet with his boss. And basically the aura around Michael is that while he does do the job, he's never been beaten, he always defeats the monsters and saves the day. Apparently, I guess, as far as damaging property and this and that, he's maybe a little careless in their eyes. But the whole argument between him and basically I guess a general or something, is that they want him to do a better job of protecting landmarks and statues. And in Michael's mind, he's like, so you care more about statues than you do human lives. And of course the person's like, that's not what we're saying. And they're going back and forth on this, and finally he goes, well, if you want to help me, upgrade the core in Prizefighter so I can stay in there longer and save more lives. Which I'm guessing means that he could be more tactful versus having to be pretty abrupt and get the fight over with as quick as possible, which can in turn mean a little bit of damage to city, public, property and this and that. And the whole thing ends with them saying, well, we don't have the funds, that he just tells them, then shut the up. And he goes, we're done here. And as they're walking out, an alarm goes off for a Kaiju attack. Now, if I remember right, this is taking place basically in London, or at least in England somewhere. This is kind of where they're based at. So, of course, Michael jumps into Prizefighter. You see this Kaiju, which is really awesome looking. To say the least, this book is done in black and white, which is very manga-like in its shading and how it's drawn, and it's awesome looking. So the monster really, really looks good. And what ensues is several pages worth of a pretty awesome back and forth battle. You see him come in, and this is actually where you learn that Michael is a world boxing champion, because they say he's never been beaten. He can't be beaten when it comes to, hand-to-hand combat. He comes in with an epic right hand, and then basically it's back and forth, and then he's just like, he knows that he's got to end this fight pretty quickly, because whatever they mean by the core or fire up, it's not going to last long. I think he gets like 3, maybe 4 minutes with this. So they say, look, you got, I think like I said, about 3 or 4 minutes, and then you've got to get out of there. So next thing you know, you see he's got flame fists going, and they start to go at it even harder, and they start realizing that this kaiju is actually adapting and in some ways almost mimicking what Michael is doing, which apparently I guess is a new thing, and they're not used to this. And the whole fight ends with this epic, they come at it and they do a big, fist like this. Hopefully my hand is not too close to the screen. They hit, and then they both try to go for a headbutt. And in doing this, the kaiju actually hits him so hard that it shatters part of the face on the mecha itself, which I believe is where Michael is located. And you see that everything kind of shatters, and half of his face is starting to get kind of torn. And they leave it there as far as ending the fight. Fast forward to, I'm guessing, a day or two later, and of course Michael's in a hospital bed recovering. His face is wrapped. I guess at this point he's lost an eye. The book kind of comes back to, circles around to ending where that press conference at the very beginning is, and now you get to see what is being said to him. And the reporters essentially are more concerned about the language that was being used. Apparently somebody leaked a tape to them of Michael and other people and what they were saying, and they're more concerned about his foul language than they are with what he was doing. Of course, he's up there, he's trying to defend what he's doing, because he literally, even though he's cocky, he's very, very cocky. At his core, he just wants to save lives. That's all he cares about. And that's what he's trying to argue with these people. And he ends the entire interview with, if what I'm saying or a couple of words are what you're more concerned about than saving human lives, he walks off and he says, F you all, and just storms off. And the book basically ends kind of right there. I am excited to see the rest of this series. I don't know how many issues Jamie has planned. Hopefully I'll get a chance to talk to him soon and find out kind of how many issues he's got planned for this story, if it's going to be multiple arcs, or if it's just going to be like a 4 or 5 issue run, and then that's that. But I hope he does issue 2 really, really soon. Jamie, you and your team, Neri, Archie, y'all nailed this one. This is probably my favorite book out of everything you've written so far, and that's saying a lot, because that startup universe is really quite large. There's a lot there, but this one was right up my alley on things that I like. It reminds me of movies that I loved growing up, kind of like Robot Jocks, Pacific Rim, stuff like that. Just it fits right in there. And like I said, kind of during the whole thing, Neri's art in this, chef's kiss. It is perfect, literally perfect. It is very, like I said, it is very manga-like in the style of which it is drawn and the shading and whatnot. But it is so good. I'm starting to find that I don't mind black and white comics as much as I used to, because I'm starting to, the more I read comics, I'm starting to understand the importance of the pencils and the inks. Colors are great, don't get me wrong. I love a full color panel, but I'm starting to understand how a great artist can tell a story with just black and whites. Yeah. So I cannot wait to see more of this story, more of Neri's art, and just see where you go with this. And of course, lettering, I honestly thought until like Dave Lentz and learning from him that lettering is just, oh, you copy and you paste and what. No, there's a lot more to it, and you understand how that's a big thing too. And Archie, as I've said, I've gotten to see quite a bit of her work, I think because of her working with Jamie before. So another top-notch person in that aspect of things, and just an all-around really great team. So I really hope that you all are able to go find this somewhere online and get a copy for yourself, whether it's digitally or physical. If I am able to find something by the time this video goes up as to where you might be able to purchase it, I will definitely put a link in the description. If it's not there, I do apologize. I just wasn't able to find it. But yeah, that is B-Mecha, and like I said, it is awesome. As always, if you guys liked what you saw, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, hit the notification bell so that you know anytime we upload a new video. Also be sure to comment, let us know what you thought of this video, and any comics that you want to see us review. I mean, we are an open book. We actually have a brand new series starting very soon in July that's going to be called Retro Rewind. Another kind of one of those alliteration things. We just like that here. But that one's going to be kind of centered around me going back and reading some of the big stories in comics. I've got the first probably 4 or 5 planned out, and they're going to be, when I say stories, I'm going to be reading, trades and books. Some of them might be an omnibus, but I'm going to be checking them out, sharing my thoughts with you. Some of them might be pretty old, like older than me. Some of them might be, bigger stories that took place in the 2000s and the 2010s, but just some of the big stories, and I'm probably doing like once a month, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. Let me know some of the stories that you really think are essential reads, and I am more than happy to go try and find the trade or something so that I can check it out and do a review and give you guys my thoughts on it. As always, please stay safe, stay healthy. I'll catch you guys next time. Later, everyone.